Hello friends, how are you all? I'm Anmol and in this video I will be discussing about how you can clear NDA exam with 450 marks or above. So let's roll out. So the first thing first, why you should trust me. I cleared NDA exam thrice in a row, that is NDA 145, NDA 146 and NDA 147, and each time my score was around 450 marks. So I think this is a good reason to win your interest in this video. Now the main question is why you should score 450 marks and above, whereas you can clear ND exam with 360 marks only. So here comes math into play, my friend. You must know that there are around 100 students who get merit out each time in NDA, and there are many students who get into merit list but unable to get their preferred armed force because of their low marks, and there are very less vacancies in the respective armed forces. As you can see over here, there are only 42 vacancies in the Indian Navy and 120 vacancies in the Indian Air Force for NDA 1 2021. So your written scores matters a lot. When I used to prepare, I did analysis, and on the basis of that analysis I came up with if your score is around 450 marks, then your rank in the final merit list of NDA will be around 100, and if your rank is 100, then you will never face any problem like this. But this time girls are also allowed it to give NDA exam, so the cutoff is definitely going to be very high this time. So you must be preparing for a better score as compared to last time. So what was my strategy for NDA exam? You must know that there are two papers in NDA exam. Paper 1 mathematics, paper 2 GAT. So first I will tell you about mathematics. In mathematics I used to target 180 plus marks out of 300 because mathematics was my favorite subject, and I al I was also preparing for my JEE, so I never faced difficulty in this subject. And the second is of GAT, and GAT is further divided into three portions, that is English, science, social science plus current affair. So in English I used to target 100 to 110 marks out of 200, and in the science I used to target 150 to 160 out of 200, and in the social science plus current affair I used to target 30 to 40 marks. Yes, you heard it right, 30 to 40 marks only out of 200. So why so? I used to target 150 to 160 in science and only 30 to 40 in the social science plus current affair, because I had interest in science and I used to cover that portion in a very less amount of time. And when it comes to the social science, I faced difficulties in remembering all those historic events and the geographical locations and all. So I used to skip that portion, and in that portion I only used to cover current affair, because current affair also helps in your SSP process, and there are around 9 to 10 questions in the ND exam. So it helps both way. So this was my strategy, and by combining all these marks I used to target 480 to 490 marks, and by targeting that marks I easily get 450 marks or around 450 marks. So what should be your strategy for clearing ND exam? For that, first you need to find out what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. That is, in which portion you face difficulties and in which portion you can score good marks. Like I used to face difficulty in the history, geography and polity portion, and my strength were mathematics and science. So I used to work more on the mathematics and science portion so that I can grab maximum marks from there. And I would like to tell you one more point, that NDA exam is very easy to clear. Yes, it is very easy to clear, because in NDA exam you can skip any portion in whichever you find difficulties, and you can still achieve your desired score which you are dreaming for. And if you are good in all the subjects, that is better for you. And I would recommend you not to follow anyone else's strategy, because That strategy is based on that person's strength and weaknesses, and that is totally different from your strength and weaknesses. So make your own strategy, which because you know yourself better than anyone else. And if you still don't know what are your strengths and in which portion you can score good marks, then I would suggest you to give few mock tests and analyze them and see in which portion you are getting good marks, in which portion you are facing difficulties, and in which portion you can increase your marks if you work more or study more. And then set a particular target for each portion, like I am targeting this much marks in the English out of 200, this much marks out of 200 in the science, this much marks out of 200 in the social science plus current affair, and this much marks out of 300 in the mathematics portion. And the total targeting marks must be around 500, because then only you will be able to achieve 450 marks in the final NDA exam. And the most important tip is, whenever you are giving mock test, never guess, because once you develop the guessing habit, that is definitely going to harm you. And I would say that if you start guessing, you are not going to clear the ND exam. And in the ND exam, it's even worse. It's 1/3 negative marking over there. So keep this in mind. Never guess when you are giving mock test or even in the final ND exam. And whoever is watching this for ND2 or 2021, you still got 30 days left. So keep working hard, and I'm sure that you will able to achieve that desired score which you are dreaming for. Keep working hard and be consistent. That is the key. So we will meet in next video, which will be on your demand. Till then, keep sharing, keep commenting, and most important, keep smiling. Okay, bye.